Yeah, I'm sure people would agree with me if they're in this chair. It'd be hard to find the exact words to describe the emotion right now, but number one, I give a lot of credit to Johns Hopkins. What a battle! That was very impressive. I'm super impressed with their players, their coaches. Absolute dogfight. A game we haven't been in a lot, to be honest with you. Outside of the one loss, it's hard to think of going down to St. John's by the one score and then going 42-7 after that. That was about the last. But this was an absolute war, and I love that it showed we can win any kind of football game. If we got to scratch and claw and hang around, obviously our defense isn't going to be excited the way they were driving the football. But again, that quarterback's the real deal. We had to keep outscoring them, and when we needed a big play on defense, we got it. And some other key stops during the day. A lot of emotions of thinking about previous team. Again, I can't believe I saw players from the 70s and 80s and 90s, and then some of my crew that have played for me coming up saying, "Remember when we were 1-9 and 2-8?" Lots of grown men crying and hugging today. But just so proud of these coaches and these players. It's one of those things you just kind of dream about. You don't know if it's ever going to be a reality to actually say, we get to go play in the national championship. It's something I've dreamed about. I really thought we could do it here. I'm sure I got questioned when I said that I thought we could do it here. But these guys right here made this dream come true. And, I'm excited for the campus and the community and obviously these players and coaches. And again, a little bit of loss for words.
Question for coaches and athletes?
Caleb, for the average person sitting on that couch who doesn't know what a hole shot take is, I might be one of those. Could you explain it in clear terms and why you hadn't called it all year?
It's you, me or him?
Well,
he said we haven't gotten a lot of cover to. It's a throw between the squatted corner playing the flat and the high safety over the top, and we don't get a lot of that coverage, and so we don't throw it a lot, hardly ever. Even if we never get it in practice, our team's more of a one high team, so to hit a hole shot fade to win the game is. Because you always say, whenever you're going to throw to the flat, you got to check the corner. If the corner squats, you have to throw the hole. It's a pretty common quarterback receiver thing. It just doesn't come up a lot. And when everything used to be cover 2, cover 4, cover 3, it came up all the time. You get all this mixed combo coverage and match coverage now. So you don't get it a lot, and all of a sudden here's a squat corner when the game's on the line, and we rip it in front of the safety.
You almost got it.
Unbelievable. I thought he was going to pick it right when you let it go, and he kind of snuck inside to make the catch, and then he stayed on his feet, and I said, "Oh my God, we might have just won the football game."
Caleb, both halves you guys sort of started with a certain fire, which was kind of your game, but it seemed like at times that as those halves progressed, a little frustration in terms of the pacing, the success level. Did even things like the TV timeouts and media timeouts kind of take you guys off the top gun offense mentality here a little bit? And how did you begin to adjust to sort of get your flow back in both halves?
Yeah, I would say that I don't think any of the timeouts or anything really had anything to do with it. We kind of just are always focused on one play at a time and playing our game, so that's all we do. We go out there and try to do. And we started good each half, and then it didn't always go our way. But we know that's a part of the game. We're not going to hit every single throw, every single shot. And like Walk said, I think when we needed it most, we made big plays. So
Caleb, what happened to you when you had to come out in the first half?
just caught a stinger in my shoulder.
Okay.
I was fine after a little bit.
He was a little soft after that. I haven't yelled at him much. That's about as much as we've gotten into it in the sidelines. He was, right?
You thought you should have stayed on the field?
No. I told him that I can't say exactly what I told him, but we got her done. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry. There are 2 fourth downs I want to ask you about. First, earlier on in the game, when it was still on your side of the field, and it
Yeah, so first part of the question, again, you said it's just how we play. When there's no we've pre-decided we were going to do that. Our guys know we get anywhere near the 50, it takes a pretty substantial chunk or very situational football for us not to go for it on fourth down. So that was the plan all along. There was no hesitation. We just don't always get it. There's so much confidence in this defense that we never hesitate on that stuff. I would lie to you if I'd say there was confusion. I was confused. I guess because the kid that was the illegal, he was the one considered covered up.
Yeah.
And so he was the illegal toucher of the football. Therefore, it's a loss of down. It did catch me off guard. And by that time, yeah, again, because we're used to going for it and stay aggressive, I learned that it was fourth down right before the snap, and I could have called timeout, but we have so much confidence in these receivers. Like 4th and 10 isn't that different than 4th and 5 for us. You take the last play of the game, for example, that he goes up and gets. Like our kids make those plays. In fact, we had some drops today that aren't common for us. Early in the game. So, but yeah, I was confused a little bit. There was mass confusion by all of us over there with that last situation on the penalty.
Can you talk through the final defensive play, both what you saw out there and what the emotions were like after?
Yeah, it was emotions were very high after. It was kind of like that guy's like our spy guy. He's in other terms, we always call him our sneaky athlete on the defense. He's a little bit of a thicker guy, but he can move. He can move good, and see him on a basketball court sometimes. He's a little shifty, so we've termed him our sneaky athlete here. And I mean, just seeing it is, we always know that kind of like he was going to drop back on that one and just kind of like QB spy, and then the quarterback just threw it right over the middle, and I didn't even see him at first. I saw his hands go up, and after that, I was kind of shell shocked for a little bit. With getting a D-line pick to seal the game is kind of rare. I mean, D-line pick in general is just a crazy thing to see.
Who's that quarterback? He seemed like he was a worthy counterpart for you and a worthy opponent for you. Talk about what made him difficult to go against.
I mean, yeah, they kind of do the same thing as we do here. Is they'll take their quarterback, they'll run him when they have to. It just it's hard to counter gap-wise defensively because most teams don't do that. So you kind of take the running back, kind of block him the other side, and it adds a gap backside that not all teams are ready for. So we had some things in place to do it, and at times we just weren't in those calls when they ran the quarterback. So.
Blake, what the hell was going through your head when you got that ball and saw nothing but open space in front of you?
Don't go down. Don't go down. I was just saying, get there, get there, get there, get there. But it's so surreal. As soon as I caught it and I looked up and saw nobody, I just knew that we were ready to go home. It's game time.
Did you see the safety come flying?
Yeah, I knew I had to go. I cut in front of him and go up and get it. I knew that I couldn't just let the ball come to me. I had to go get it.
Gage, the team had 11 tackles for loss today against their 4. And Sussner, his freshman memory service here, had 2.5 of them. How important is it defensively? I mean, you have 15 tackles, 11 unassisted, which is incredible. But they have some of the youth in that defense right now stepping up. How important is it for you guys to have this playoff run with that happening?
Yeah, I mean, tackles for loss are a huge thing. If you can get the team behind the sticks and you can make them one-dimensional, it makes play calls defensively a lot easier for us. And then I think it's just the way we play. We play very aggressive, and we always go after them. So it's not a surprise that we get people behind the line because it's kind of just like how we play, how we practice. We know everyone has to get to the ball, and that does that. I'll give a lot of credit to their running back. He was a very patient and explosive player behind the line. But then sometimes it just kind of didn't help him, and sometimes it did. And went in our favor a lot more today than.
Coach, you have 2 weeks. How do you balance letting your team be excited, be thrilled for potentially once in a career kind of run, and keep the focus on football enough to do what you want to do in the Stag Bowl? It seems like a
no clue yet. That's the honest truth. I have no idea yet what to do. I've just not let ourselves think beyond the week,
Yeah.
the game, so I have no freaking clue yet. But we will figure it out. What a fun thing to get to figure out.
Coach, last season when you didn't make it, you were at our show and kind of a stand-up guy about the whole situation with MPI and using last year as a springboard. But to have that happen, to have this happen, you have to get buy-in from your team, and it seems like you got them to buy in. How did you do it? How did you take last year's disappointment parlayed into now a visit to Stagwell for a team that was 1-2 in previous playoff appearances for this year?
Yeah, I don't want to go negative with last year. I think our football team knew we deserved to be in there, and not in a deceitful, mean, nasty, evil, sad way. Like we were frustrated because we thought we could make a run, to go through what we did, and we lost him so early, and to fight it and figure it out, and we were playing really good football at the end. I really think we could have made a run like this last year. Obviously, if we'd had him, it would have been easier. But by the time we got to week 10, so many guys were back off that football team. We had confidence after last year. We knew we could have made a run the previous year. But I think we'd be lying if we told you we knew we'd just make this for sure run. We knew we could, but boy, there's a quiet confidence about this group that we had the day we reported from the first practice to after we responded with the Oshkosh loss and how we handled it. Every step of the way, there's just been this quiet confidence, and you're like, man, this team could really do it. I've been really open. I thought that the progression and development of our defensive back group was going to be how this team went. We knew we could outscore and run it with anybody offensively. We knew we had this guy in this great front. We just had young DBs that haven't played much football. Really good, just hadn't played much ball. And I think it's really gone that way. As they've progressed, our seasons progress. And I don't think that's a secret or the wrong thing to say. That's just what's happened. So when that group got confidence, we were all like, you know what? This is for real. We do have a shot to do this, and that group has played so well.
Not going into this week, this was before the game was even played. It was going to be the biggest game in UWRF history, and the crowds have been great all year. This raised this level in the playoffs today. Talk about just, I've never heard it like that. And then for the game to end up the way it did, the ending, the win. I mean, just talk about this was the biggest game in history. How do you feel after?
Unbelievable. So appreciative. We feel so supported. You know how much I love this town and this school, and see and hear so many people on another cold day with holidays going and people traveling to do this for this football team. It means a lot to me and this team. I could not be happier that this happened and that so many people were there to see it and support us in doing it. I thought it was a factor. It was chaos down there with the crowd noise. It doesn't. Our stadium's a little open-ended, compared to some of the other stadiums in our league, but it was loud today. It was deafening. So I think it made a difference.
Kaleb, your split today was 520 in the air, 30 in the ground, which is a little counterintuitive for people that know your style generally. At what point in this game did you realize you probably would have to go more to the air, which I think in terms of Blake being directly involved, and you were literally three quarters passing, 1 quarter rushing, and obviously the rushes didn't go tremendously for most of the game. But when did you know it was going to be your arm that was going to be the key, with especially Blake getting to 236 yards, my goodness, receiving today? Tell us about kind of the game flow for you in that respect.
Yeah, I'd say kind of from the beginning, we knew that the way that defense was going to play against us, we knew it would be more of a passing game, and we saw it on film coming into it, and then today they did exactly what we thought they would do. So, yeah, just kind of all day we knew we had to throw it, and
Yeah, we've gotten different looks from what we thought we were going to get. So, this group's a low hat, stack the box, not afraid to play man coverage group, and we worked on it all week, but we said, we never know now. We never guess anymore. And play one, they were in what we thought. We said, oh boy, we're going to have to, if they stay in it, we're going to have to throw the ball down the field to win the football game. probably smart with the wind. It was not easy down there doing what we did today. It's another day in tough conditions. We just got done what we needed to get done through the air that I don't think a lot of people thought we could do, but I think it was smart by them. We just made enough plays finally at the end.
Is the guy sitting next to you the smartest and best quarterback you've ever encountered, college or otherwise?
He's the best quarterback I've ever had. Smart. I'm just kidding. He's the best player I've ever coached. I've never been around one like him, and I've been around some good ones. These two here are incredible, incredible. He's got something about him that just, people don't have the skill set he has, and then to be as smart as he is and get the ball out and process as fast as he does, pretty special stuff.
Blake, has he made you better as a receiver?
100%.
How so?
Just the trust that we have in each other. I mean, coming to River Falls, he was one of my first connections, and he's the one that got me to play football in the first place. So we've kind of just had that tie since the beginning. But I mean, during the summers, like we would work together, we would hang out, we would go out in the field and throw. I've been around this man for 3 years now, and like our relationship is like no other. So he knows that I have him out on the field, and I know he's got me. So yeah, I've just got full faith in this man.
The
I was
first.
actually gonna ask you that. Feel free to comment, Caleb. You kind of told your story, but can you imagine a few years back when Caleb encouraged you to join a team that you'd be a few years later catching the game-winning touchdown to go to the national championship?
Never in my life would I have thought this.
You show up here just to go to school?
I showed up here to play basketball. Yeah, and then we were bartending together at Tarnation. Yeah, and we were in the back kitchen, and I told him that I used to play football. He asked me to show him some of his highlights, so I pulled up my huddle film from high school, and he was like, "You should come out to somewhere I throwing in the summer." I was like, "All right." Like I had no real thoughts or intentions behind it. I was like, "All right, I'll go check it out."
So, I'm sorry, if I was unaware of it, how long had you been here before this meeting happened?
A semester.
Okay,
Yeah,
and which restaurant would this be?
Tarnation Tavern. Shout out Fred.
Who was the better bartender?
They're both mediocre. I've been there when they were there. Service mediocre.
3-star Yelp reviews right there.
Caleb's not sliding like beer all the way to the bar.
Yeah.
I got a T-shirt of him in there too, if you want to stop.
Yeah, you can buy a T-shirt with those two on it at the bar.
Really?
Tarnation Tandem, baby.
They're not Yelps involved.
Not yet. Fred.
Wow. So you wouldn't have played football here?
No. Yeah.
You played in high school and
Yeah.
And I did recruit you
Yeah,
out of high
he
school.
had offered me out of high school, so when I took a visit here, they were talking about me doing both basketball and football. But yeah, I didn't even go to school to play sports in the first place. Transferred my second semester to play basketball, and then third semester play football.
where did you start school?
Grand Canyon University, just to go to school.
Just for school?
Yeah.
Came here to play basketball?
Yeah.
Didn't play basketball? Or
Did
you
play basketball.
Played.
As a freshman?
Yeah.
And then left basketball to join this?
Yes, sir. Yep. It's been a wild ride. I'm glad we're here, though.
Giddy up.
Yeah.
Gage, did you bartend anywhere?
No, I've never done any bartending myself.
Thank you, guys.
Is there a chance you could use number 20, but the leaping ability he's got, he jumps about 15 feet in the air to block punts and extra points? Could you use him temporarily for a tight end or a receiver?
We'll try anything.
Caleb, all you have to do is throw it up, just jump high and grab it right out of the sky.
They do the same thing, our receivers that we have, so
Yeah,
we're pretty good at our receiver position.
Yeah.
That's another basketball player, too, right?
Yeah, Riley played basketball last year.
I bet you could swim, but don't that. I'd probably use the football over the crossbar in the end zone.
I would love to, but I don't think Watt would like that. I might be able 15 yard.
Coach, refocusing for 1 second. North Central's up 21-0 on John Carroll in the second quarter right now, and assuming that doesn't change, maybe it does. Are you looking at the next step as kind of a house money, have fun with it type of situation, and actually open up the playoffs?
And I think our league prepares us for these big games. You cannot come out not ready when you playing whitewater and lacrosse in these teams every week. So, this was, I want to say, in a disrespectful way to them and the situation being the Final Four, but this was business as usual for us. I'm not going to pretend that being in Canton, Ohio, on the Hall of Fame field and the national title is going to feel normal. When I coach those Monon-Bell games that you know about, I used to always say, and people thought I was crazy, like, you didn't feel the same in that big of a game. And we used to talk about that a little bit. It's okay to not feel the same, but, we got to find ways to get focused back. So, like, I'm not going to pretend it's going to feel exactly like our home locker room getting to play Platteville in week 4. It's not going to feel that way. But this group will be focused and ready and will take care of business. That's the thing I know about this group. These leaders here, they always have this football team ready. I don't have to babysit and worry about our mindset and our focus. And, this group's, they're hungry. Like, they'll want to watch. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to tell everyone they have tomorrow off. We never just take the full day off. But I'm staff off, players off. These guys will bug me, being like, where's the film? How come they're going to bug the hell out of me? I'm like, I'm taking a day off. But these guys are going to be hungry. They're going to want the trade film. I don't even know how trade film works. They're going to want it all because this group they're going to get ready to work tomorrow, and we're going to take a day off. God dang it. We got an extra week in Christmas. I'm taking a day. I need to see my kids for a second.
You're in good hands with Mr. Snell over here. He's going to walk you through it for sure.
Any questions? Thanks for your time.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.